Hey, what's up? Top of the morning with yes, everybody. What's up, boy? You good? You good? What? Uh, Thought I had some coffee and smoke a blunt with you guys real quick. Um, I want to say something real quick. To a lot of people I might have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and you know, those weren't my intentions. To all the dads and just regular guys that don't gangbang, my channel is it's you guys are welcome there. You don't have to be a gang member to be on my channel. It's just what I'm doing right now. I'm setting up my boundaries, because if you look at all these content creators for the raza, for any of the camaradas or any of their homies, they all have a pattern, and I don't want to be a part of any of that pattern. They all tend to reach out to dropouts or to PCs. I want to do this without any. I'm going to do this my way. I don't want views from a dropout. I don't want to follow a dropout. I don't want to stalk a dropout just for views. Because that means that's not my content. That's piggyback writing, I don't want to reach out to, per se, Dubs and Gunner just because I know they have a lot of views or a lot of subscribers. I don't want to go that route. That's not the route. I'm not built that way. It's not that I'm like this stone cold gangster. It's not that. It's just I don't want to be nowhere around them, because for one, they've done something to somebody that caused that person a lot more time. Whatever, you can't check in without giving up information. You're going to tell on somebody, and I don't care if I don't know the person. You didn't tell on. I don't want to deal with you. You got to understand. There's still a code that I live by. And the reason why is because I'm still in contact with the streets. I got cousins and homies that are busted, and they're with the business or they're on the front line. So as an older homie, it's up to me to lead by example, and acknowledging trash or sending my saludos to a dropout. That's what you don't do. Not as a solid homie, you don't. And these guys could do whatever they want. Bam Bam, High Power Fitness, Lucky, all them. They can continue. They got all these big numbers. They got a lot of subscribers, but they're not doing. Nobody in the streets is paying attention to their palabra, but old ass people on YouTube. I'm trying to reach out to the ones that are already committed, that are like 18, 19, 20 years old, that have a kid, that are running around on the streets instead of looking for a job and staying home with their girl and taking care of their responsibilities. A lot of homies, they tend to think that they gotta put the streets first, and you don't gotta put the streets first. You should put your kids first. There's a lot of them that don't know that they can do that. That's where I want to come in. I don't want to talk to old ass people that are in their 30s and 40s that already got their shit together, that really didn't ever do nothing on the streets, and they come on YouTube and they like the way High Power Fitness looks or he talks, but the example he sets is horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm not talking about his workout. I'm not talking about the workout program. If he would separate the two, he would take it to the next level. But when you think like a player and not like a general manager or like an owner, you get stuck inside of a box. And I don't want to be. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be stuck in a box, and I don't want to be I don't want to get to somewhere because of any dropouts, or it doesn't work like that with me, and it shouldn't work like that with anybody that's from the streets. There's another. Where you going? What are you doing, dude? What you doing? You gonna sit down? Come on, sit down, man. So there's another space and area I want to talk about. Like, you have these dudes that are in their late 20s, early 20s, 30s even, and they're taking these homies that are 13 years old, 14 years old on missions to go put in work. You're setting the kid up for failure as it is. You're 13, 14 years old. Excuse me. 80% of them are afraid of their mom and dad still. So you're asking this kid to pull off a double murder and keep his mouth shut if they get cracked. He's 14 years old, and you're asking him to absorb all this and know how to process it. You're setting him, and then when he tells, you're fucking him up, you're fucking him over for life. Excuse me for my language, but there's a lot of subjects that people don't target because they've never been in that situation, and they're not really from the streets. So they don't know what to do with their platforms. High Power Fitness, Lucky, Bam Bam, all these dudes that have platforms, they do absolutely nothing with them but chase each other with like a dog without chasing its tail, or they chase dropouts. I'm not used to watching homies just play second to nobody. As a camarada, we're real. We're dominating people. We're territorial. You know how easy it is for me to be like, fuck Doug, fuck Gunner, yeah, and people are like, I'm not going after them. Why would I even target them? They have subscribers that are loyal to them, and yeah, boy, they have subscribers that are loyal to them. So that's not my get down. My get down is to where homies that say they're okay, like High Power Fitness, right? He told Lucky that he doesn't run the Southern program no more. And I'm trying my hardest not to antagonize him or nothing, but why would he speak up on anything if it has to do with homies in the North? You're the last person we need to speak up or say anything for the homies or any camaradas because of the example you set and the discipline that you have is just as a camarada. High Power Fitness is garbage. He has no kind of discipline. I don't give a hell what he's talking about working out and all that. That's one thing. But as a man, discipline as a camarada, he has none. He has none. Lucky the same way. And they don't care. They don't care. They rather put each other down and reach out to PCs and show a PC and praise a PC before they work things out amongst each other as two camaradas. That right there just shows you where their head is at and what kind of career they had in the streets and prison was nowhere near mine. It doesn't mean that I'm a better person. It just means I understand what's going on, and I don't know. I don't want to be part of any of it because when I first came to YouTube like 6 months ago, they were all Bam Bam, Chicano 2, Lucky. They were all like in this chemo. They're all these bunch of just like sympathizers for dropouts were just all together. It was like as a homie, as any kind of person that's solid, you're not going to team up with no dropout and nothing. They were a big old team when I first got it. Like that shit was just way out to me, That's the shit that I don't like. Like I'm nobody, but it's not right. Go to TikTok. I'm like going to 6,000. I'm going like almost at 6,000 subscribers or followers, but there's no PC narrative on TikTok. There's no PC narrative on Instagram or on Facebook. It's only on YouTube. That's why I'm drawn to it so much because It's not acceptable in the streets. It's not acceptable nowhere. And YouTube has gave a platform to these dropouts they're going to get a lot of people hurt. So that's why I come in to like call people out on it, you know. So I mean, I got nothing against anybody that follows it. You can follow whoever you want, but just when you attach active to yourself or to your name, that means that you live by reglas and you have restraints and you have restrictions. Period. That's why I say like Campolero, Bam Bam, them dudes are not active. And every chance I get, I'm gonna put them out there because they're not gonna use us as a shield for content and then reach out to a PC for some other piece of content. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. While I'm around, I'm gonna shoot at it. I'm gonna shoot at you. You know, it's just, come on, think about it. I'm trying to be a YouTuber at my age, and you got Bam Bam trying to explain to you guys that he was a tag banger, and he's 50 years old. Like, why are you explaining this shit to people? I don't know. But like I said, anybody's welcome. You know, just I only single out and target people that know better. I have nothing against any non-affiliates, no gang. That's not my get in. My get on is I got targets. High Power Fitness is a target. Bam Bam's a target. Gampolero's a target. These are all targets. They're all lined up. Lucky's not really a target because he's old and he's going to continue to do the funny shit he does. And when I come across that homie from Maravilla, from there, I'll address it. Trust me, I will. But yeah. But right now, what's sad is Bam Bam and Campolero, they're trying to dig up anything they can on me. Trust me, I know how females are, and nothing's gonna come back. And instead of just changing your ways and getting with the program, instead of trying to